The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
OTA start later this week. Today, we're breaking down the state of the New York Jets in the immediate and the big picture. The birthday boy, Frankie V, is going to join me. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the Jake Asman Show. Let's go, Knicks. Let's hit it and get it started.
We're sitting in here. We're excited as hell.
Now it's time to get to work. Are you a happy guy?
Oh, my goodness. Let's go.
I haven't felt joy talking about the Jets in a long time. When they announced it, I went, yeah. Let's go!
A new chapter for the Jets has started. Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji are tasked with shaping the future of this franchise. Will they be the ones to finally get it right? We will be here for every step of the journey on the Jake Asman Show, breaking down all the storylines, every game, and everything in between. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super Chats, baby. Cut the line. The Jake Asman Show starts right now.
Here we go, Jet fans. Welcome in, everybody. It is indeed the Jake Asman Show presented by PrizePicks. Click the thumbs up button and make sure you are subscribed to the channel if you haven't done so already. Reminder, tickets for Gangrene Beach Club are on sale if you go to gangrenebeachclub.com. July 11th is the date. We'll have some awesome announcements in regards to that as we get closer. Plus, Jet fans, book your flights and hotels. We're headed to Nashville for the Jets opener against Robert Saleh and the Titans. We will have more information on events planned for the Asmaniacs making the trip to Nashville in the coming days. So lock it in if you're going to join us for our annual road trip outing. It will be week 1 in Nashville for the Jets and the Titans. Let's say hello right now to the birthday boy. Had no idea it was this man's birthday until I went on his X account and saw the balloons popping up and down. It's our good friend Frankie V, who somehow is turning 38 today. You do not look 38. What's going on, man? Happy birthday.
Jake, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, man, 40's right around the corner. I was thinking about it the other night. I'm like, the hell have I been doing with myself the last 10 years? But no, I appreciate it, man. I do. Yeah, it's you know, when you get past, I think 35, I don't think the birthdays really become anything too meaningful. You sort of don't look forward to them, but you know what? In all reality, I actually like I like getting older. Hopefully, I'm getting a little smarter. I don't know about all that, but I don't mind the age thing. But I appreciate it. I really do.
Well, I'll tell you what. Any super chat that comes in today, any gifted membership, is going to go towards the Frankie V birthday fund, where we're going to get you really, really drunk, as you typically are when you wine texting me a bunch of crazy thoughts. So
you know when I had wine, when I'm texting you those things, I'm on my computer sipping some wine. I'm like, let me see.
If it's after midnight and Frankie V is texting you, usually it's like 8 or 9 texts in a row, and you know he's hitting the wine bottle hard that night.
You might get those tonight. It might be coming.
A Jake Asman fan goes, the Frankie V Foundation. Yes, the Frankie V Foundation is right. So a lot to talk about with the Jets, but you had a tweet that I want to get to right at the start of the show. You're already thinking big picture. The Jets, first round in 2027 could be legendary, could honestly have 2 picks in the top 10 or even top 5. 3 first rounders we own, and then you list the Jets, the Colts, and the better of the Dallas and Green Bay first. Now that you've seen the schedules, do you really believe the Jets are in position to get 2 top 10 or even top 5 picks at the end of the 2026 season?
Well, Jake, I just think if you put those 4 teams in a bucket, Jets, Colts, Packers, and Cowboys, I don't see why not. You're talking about 2 of those teams in the top 10. You have to remember, Darren Muji did something brilliant with that Quinnen Williams deal. We're getting the better of Dallas or Green Bay's pick. Who knows what Dallas is going to be? Dallas might fall off a cliff. Green Bay might not be as good as people think. Micah's coming into the season injured. We know what their record is when he doesn't play. They're 0-5. He's not going to play against us week 2. He might not start playing until week 5 or 6. So who knows? Things are crazy in the NFL. Are we really confident with the Colts too? The Colts might be a bottom 10 team in football next year. I actually think out of all those teams, you're going to laugh. I think we have a better trajectory moving forward as a team, as a foundation. I think we have better pieces than a lot of those teams than Indy, Dallas, or Green Bay on that list. Now, I think it's going to take another year. So with us specifically, we did our little breakdown with Ryan and Kaz on Gangzall here. I had them winning 5 games. We were being a little bit negative and skeptical about it. That's also because of the head coach, Jake. I cannot today talk about the Jets and just ignore who the head coach is, Aaron Glenn. There's nothing that I've seen that gives me any confidence that he's going to be able to put together game plans to win football games in 2026. When I see it, I'll believe it. I haven't seen it yet. So you're asking me to believe in something that I just haven't seen. So let's wait and see what Aaron Glenn, can come up with. But at this point, I have nothing, I've seen nothing to suggest that Aaron Glenn's going to be able to put this team in a position to win 8, 9, 10 games, like some fans have speculated or predicted. I've seen fans predicting 9-8, 10-7. I don't know where you're getting that from. You're really jumping on a leap of faith there. I'm not willing to go there yet. When I see it, I'll believe it. So,
well, that'd be one of the better coaching jobs we've seen in forever if they're able to win 9 or 10 games. And that's the problem when you go through the schedule. You go game by game, and the toss-up games, you'll favor the team with the better coach. And if you're doing a draft of the top coaches in the league right now, Aaron Glenn's being drafted as among the last 3 coaches being picked. Like, that's just the reality of what we saw in year 1. So I'm with you, Frankie. It's tough to picture this team winning 9 or 10. I think they could get to 7 because we've seen that with Zach Wilson at quarterback for multiple years and just putrid quarterback play. But I'm with you. Glenn's got to prove that he is truly learned how to be a good coach. You can't go from inept to just bad. That's not good enough. He's got to really be a reason why this team's winning, and they're winning the close games, the toss-up games here. Because, there'll be games they get blown out. There'll be games where they don't have the talent advantage. There's going to be a lot of games where they got a chance to win. Like last year, they muddied it up and had a chance to beat Denver in Denver, a team that was in the AFC Championship game, and they blew it. Like, well-coached teams find a way to win the tight games, and the poorly coached teams, they lose those games. And that was the New York Jets under Aaron Glenn in year 1. And I think what's so difficult for many to grasp is the Jets could be a better team, which I think they are, but the record might not reflect that, and that's the concern you have with the coach going forward.
Yeah, it's such a weird thing to say this, right? I'm very comfortable with where the Jets are right now. I'm actually very positive and optimistic about where we are right now, but I don't think we're going to win 6 or 7 games next year, or this year, which doesn't really make sense. If you're that, if you're feeling that good about the roster and the team, you would think, oh, why aren't you picking 8 or 9, wins on the schedule? Not yet. I think we're 1 more year away from this thing really potentially taking off. Now, I could be wrong. I hope it takes off this year if it were to take off. I mean, we're fans, right? But I'd give it another year. And that's why I was thinking about that Colts pick specifically a few nights ago, and I'm like, that Colts pick might be in the top 5. Imagine if we have the Colts pick. The Colts pick might end up being higher than our pick. The Colts pick might end up being a top 3 or 4 pick. We might be 8 or 9 or 10. And then Dallas, I don't know how people can be so confident in Dallas. I mean, the Giants have geared up big time for a big year. You look at the Commanders right now, had a lot of injuries last year. Who knows how they're going to be this year? And Philly's always a juggernaut. So that's one of the toughest divisions in football coming into 26. Maybe Dallas is at the bottom of that division. I mean, they really didn't do anything so interesting this offseason that would suggest that with their head coach and Schottenheimer, they're going to be some, powerhouse. Who knows what they're going to do? And Green Bay's got all these injury issues that they've been dealing with for the last couple of years. So I don't know, Jake. If I were to guess, I would guess we're going to have 2 picks in the top 10 next year. Top 5, no, but top 10, I think so.
Well, the biggest thing is you just never know with injuries, because I use this example a lot. When the Jets made the deal with Seattle for Jamal Adams, the thought process from Seattle's standpoint was, well, that was the missing piece to get them to a Super Bowl. those Jet selections are going to be in the late 20s, maybe pick 32 one of those years. Well, the first year it was middle of the pack. The second year it was in the top 10. It was number 10, and that's because Russell Wilson got hurt, and then all of a sudden Seattle's season went up in flames. So the Jets have Garrett Wilson right now because of a terrible trade that Seattle made that obviously didn't pan out, in part because of the injuries they suffered. So I'm not rooting for this, but how do we know Dak or Jordan Love, something terrible doesn't happen to them? And those teams grossly underachieve. So you just never know. And I love the fact that the Jets were smart enough, Muji was smart enough to get the better of the two first. You just don't see those type of trades in the NFL. So I got some confidence in the general manager. I like the draft they just had, like a lot of the moves they made this offseason. But it's really going to come down to the big swing they take at quarterback. And we have to just hope that the hype around this 2027 QB class truly is what they're saying it is in May, and it actually pans out a year from now when the Jets will have their chance to take one of these guys.
Yeah, man, I've looked at some mocks and I did a little bit of digging into this, pool of players next year. I mean, you're talking about a first round that could feature up to 10 quarterbacks that have first round grades, which is crazy. We had one this past year that had a first round grade by most people. So that's wild. And I've told this to Nick at U Stadium. I've told this to some other people, around. You cannot sit here today with all those quarterbacks coming out next year and just think that it's going to be arch 1-1. You can't. There's too many things that can happen. There's too many quality quarterbacks going into this college football season, and it's going to be one of the better college football seasons, by the way. So if you're not into college football at all and you want to get into it, I would jump in this upcoming season because I think the college season will be super fun. But Jake, you never know. So you might have 4 or 5 guys, and we got to pick the Josh Allen of the bunch, sort of thing. So we need to see what where the Jets are at the end of the year and what they need, because if, for example, I'll just paint the picture for you. Let's say we're picking, let's say 4th, all right, and a quarterback or two have gone already, and then we have a pool of 3 or 4. You may want to take Jeremiah Smith. I'm just throwing that out there. We do have 2 receivers already, but maybe not him. But let's just say you may want to take Jeremiah Smith and then wait until your second first to get another quarterback, or your third first. I mean, you have options there. You might package your third and second first to move up to get a guy that you really like with Jeremiah Smith. You can do stuff like that. There's so many things though that are going to change between now and the start of draft season next year. We'll look back at these sort of conversations about Arch Manning 1-1, and maybe Jeremiah Smith's not receiver 1-1, or receiver 1. You never really know, man. I've seen things change on a year-to-year basis quite often. It changes more often than not, actually. When guys are, number 1 at their position.
There's so much that is an unknown. The thing we do know is that they're set up to take the big swing, and they're set up with a roster that I think that could actually handle a young quarterback. It really is just Glenn. Like Glenn's the unknown here. I mean, there's no other way around it. He was that bad in year 1. And what's interesting about him now taking over the play calling is that there's literally no excuse. Like, this either works out or it doesn't. Like, it's all on him. Like, if the defense is not good enough, it's easy to blame him. He has direct control over that. He hired Frank Reich after he hired Engstrand. That didn't work out. He had now 2 different swings at quarterback, with Justin Fields his handpicked guy, and it feels like more of a collaborative approach with Muji and Spielman and the other people involved. Reich certainly for Geno. Like, they got to show real promise this year. No one's saying you got to be a playoff team, but you can't embarrass yourself. And when you look at the schedule, the way it came out, people think I'm nuts for this take, and I guess it's technically not a must win. But man, week 1 is gigantic when you then play the Packers, Lions, and Bears. Oh my. And then you're looking at an 0-4 start if it spirals out of control again. So week 1 to me is gigantic, Frankie. And that's why, getting off to a good start for Aaron Glenn, it's not just about the wins. It's when the wins happen in the sequence of the year. That matters so much for this team going forward.
I agree with you. I think when you say to people a must win, they take it literally. Like, you have to win or else you're not able to do anything else. No, you're saying it figuratively. It is a must win. Figuratively, it's a must win. If you don't win that game 1, things can really start spiraling. Green Bay at home is not going to be easy. I actually think it's possible that we lose week 1 and win week 2. I think that's a I am not as big on Green Bay as many people are coming into the year. Remember, last year they were 9-7-1. There's something going on there with LaFleur and that roster. Dobbs left. Micah's coming in later on in the year. I don't know. Something with Green Bay doesn't smell right to me. But regardless, I agree with you in that week 1 game. And if it's not week 1, it's got to be week 2. Like, you're not going to Detroit and Chicago and chalking that up as a W. You can chalk those up as losses right now. And I hate doing that at this point, but it is what it is. Those teams are at the top, of the NFL in terms of class and how they function. You're on the road. They're tough places to play. So, yeah, I'm with you, Jake. I think week 1, you really, if you want this season to surprise people, that's got to be the week. And if it's not week 1, it's got to be week 2. At home. That's it. There'll obviously be a lot of Packers fans too at MetLife, I'm sure, for that game in week 2. You got to win one of those 2, though. But I'm with you. Realistically speaking, it's week 1.
I think so as well.
It's like last year. Same thing we went through this past season. Literally identical almost, right? Like,
I mean, look, it's a winnable game. You're playing a Titans team that won 3 games last year. Robert Saleh with extra time to prepare with the Jets. That was a huge knock on him. His teams were not ready in those situations. You're installing a new offense. In the case of Dable, and again, like the veteran quarterback in Geno should be better in game 1 than Cam Ward is in his first game. Now, I don't think that's completely unreasonable. Look at the Titans roster. It's a lot of Giants and Jets players. There's not a ton of talent there, though. Like the Jets, I think, actually have the talent advantage. If they lose, it's going to be because I think Aaron Glenn gets outcoached by Robert Saleh, which would be just lighting the gas on fire, so to speak, immediately to start the year. And then I don't want to say you're in a must-win in week 2, but you kind of are, because then you can see what's ahead. You're going on the road for 2 weeks against 2 teams that are better than you in every aspect the last couple of years. You really think the Jets, that they're starting 0-2, are going to get out of that hole? They might not sniff above 500 the rest of the way.
Yeah, I think that game's going to come down, obviously, how Cam Ward looks right out the gate. If they're playing it conservatively, let's say, with Cam, and they're not letting him kind of throw the ball all over the yard, they obviously, drafted Carnell Tate, and they have Wan'Dale Robinson. If they're sort of being a bit conservative with that offense, keeping the game close, running the ball, playing good defense, which they usually do, that'll be I think a low scoring game for the most part. I mean, the Jets have to figure out ways to put up points with a new offense. But yeah, I mean, yeah, they're not a team that you're scared of week 1 at all. I mean, I don't know how Cam Ward's going to be, honestly, out the gate. I think throughout the season, I like him a little bit more than most people, I'd say. But he's super erratic, and that'd be a perfect way to sort of launch your season if you can get an interception or 2 from him and get things really rolling. It's just a good confidence builder, especially on the road. But yeah, that is, I mean, out of those 4 games, Jake, that's as winnable as you're going to get, right? I mean,
and then it's like, okay, if you win that first game, you could talk yourself into, can we just steal one of the next 3, be 2-2 before we play Cleveland? All of a sudden, we're having a real season in the month of October. You build some confidence. The younger guys learn from the vets how to win. You could like sell yourself on real progress there. You look at the schedule. If we assume they can win week 1, well, can't they beat the Browns, the Dolphins, and Raiders? Could they be 4-4 before that gauntlet of Chiefs, Bills, Chargers? Like, it's not crazy. You could do it. I'm not predicting the Jets to do any of this, but like that's how you got to look at it from a fan standpoint.
Yeah, this schedule is weird because we have clusters of either really, tough clusters or really, or winnable clusters. If you look throughout the whole schedule, it's like you have 3 games you line up, you're like, we're not going to win one of those. And you have another 3, you're like, all right, we can win 2 of those. Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. But this entire season comes down to Aaron Glenn. Frank Reich, not my first choice for an offensive coordinator, but he'll put together game plans that can win you games. There's a reason Frank Reich, was a highly touted head coaching candidate when he was. Sort of things didn't work out in Carolina, but Frank Reich is is a veteran in the game. He knows what he's doing. He's got experience. He'll put together game plans. Whereas with Tanner, you really didn't know what you were going to get because he was figuring things out. Frank Reich's already figured things out. He's been coaching football for 40 years. Like you'll get something there. It comes down to Glenn. It comes down to not only Glenn with Jake, what he does with the defense per se. It comes down to how does Glenn get the team mentally prepared to win football games.
Correct. How are they against division opponents? How are they with more time to prepare? You know, how is he in game with decisions, managing the clock, timeouts? He's now taking on the play calling for the defense. There's more on his plate. He wasn't good at any of the head coaching stuff in his first year, and he wasn't calling the defensive plays. So now he has that on top of the normal head coach responsibilities. How does he handle that? That's a big question as well.
Yeah, I'm going to be very curious with OTAs coming up, and then camp in general. When camp hits, I'm going to be very interested to see how his demeanor is and sort of what kind of head coach he is, because he was super hands-on last year, sort of wanted to put his paws in everything. We'll see about this season. I'm curious if maybe he'll let Frank run the offense, he'll run the defense, and he'll sort of just rah-rah in between. I don't know if that's the right approach. Maybe it is. Maybe we want him less involved in certain elements of the game. I don't know, but I'm curious to see how that kind of shakes out. But this is it for him. If he wants to be the coach here and he wants to, change the Jets, this is really his last year to kind of prove that he can do that. Because if he doesn't, they're going to move in another direction. You have those 3 first-round picks next year. Muji's showing, what a quality GM he is to a degree in such a short amount of time and the moves he's made. Obviously, Woody Johnson's very has a lot of confidence in Darren Muji. We're going to see what Aaron Glenn can bring, because he's going to be the odd guy out at the end of the day. They're not going to move on from Muji if he's making moves the way he's been. They'll move on from Glenn in a heartbeat. So it's kind of do or die time for Aaron.
I think there is a real chance Muji is here and Aaron Glenn is not. I've been saying it for months.
Totally.
And I heard, someone on the Jets beat intimate this the other day. It seems like that is starting to gain some steam here. And for those who want Aaron Glenn to succeed, which should be everyone, win games, man. It's not that complicated. Win football games.
The only way that wouldn't happen is if you had a head coaching candidate, let's say like Mike Tomlin, who has their preferred GM choice, then that might muddy the waters a bit for Muji's sake. Like, he might not be able to stick around because you're not bringing in Tomlin unless he brings his GM. So that's the only way I could see that not happening, or that happening where it's, Glenn and Muji sort of both are on their way out, is if you had another head coach that has their preferred candidate. But yeah.
Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. We are 23 minutes in and I haven't even shared what the top raffle prize is today on our shows. It is a signed helmet by the 2004 NFL rushing yards champion, Curtis Martin. Signed helmet up for grabs today. And we have a new set of weekly raffle prizes following Saturday's weekly Asmaniac raffle. Congrats again to all our winners. This week, we're going to raffle away a signed Garrett Wilson helmet, a signed Wayne Corbett end zone pylon. That's right. Corbett knew a thing or two about diving into the pylon to score a touchdown. And prize 3 is a helmet signed by Breece. Signed Breece Hall helmet up for grabs. So again, Breece helmet, Corbett pylon, Garrett Wilson helmet, and end of our shows today, a signed Curtis Martin helmet. Tom Roseman is the first to enter the Asmaniac raffle. He's in for one.
I just feel like he's the guy that's going to lead us to the promised land.
We hope that Gino will lead us to the promised land. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Frankie V on his birthday hanging out with us here. If you're in the chat, one of the 350 people watching live, wish Frankie a happy birthday. We're going to take a quick break, a word from our sponsors, and then more to get into with Mr. Tanky V himself.
Here we go. Don't miss out on the biggest and best meetup of the year. Saturday, July 11th, Atlantic City, New Jersey. HQ2 Beach Club. We're taking over, baby. At 12 p.m., it's the Gangrene Beach Club, hosted by some of your favorites. Jake Asman, Rich Samini, Brandon Tierney, Fireman Ed, Connor Hughes, Antoine Staley, Brian Costello, Ryan Sampson, Zach Rosenblatt, Will Parkinson, Frankie V, Omari Brown, Matt O'Leary, Green Bean, Ryan Delaney, Richie Marula, Robbie Sabo, Dom C, Joe Blewett, Nick Faria, Paul Boy Greeniston Jr., Bree Martinez, Dick Shine, Tyson Roush, and more surprise guests to be announced. Get your tickets now. Must be 21 or older. Who's subject to change?
All right, Asmaniacs, listen up for a second. No matter what you're watching, whether it's New York sports or any game you didn't plan on caring about, there's no better way to stay locked in than with PrizePicks. It's daily fantasy made simple. You're just picking more or less on player projections. That's it. No complicated lineups, no nonsense. Just you versus the numbers. And here's why I love it. Even if it's a game you normally wouldn't care about, once you got a lineup going, you're locked in. Every play matters, every drive matters, every at-bat matters. I've been mixing sports too. Maybe a little football, throwing some baseball, maybe some basketball, and now you've got action across the board all night, and PrizePicks makes it even better with features like early cash outs if your picks are hitting, the ability to mix multiple sports in one lineup, and you can even see what other people are playing and tail their picks. So if you haven't tried it yet, what are you doing? Download the PrizePicks app right now. Use code HMA. That's HMA, and you'll get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, it's HMA on PrizePicks. PrizePicks, where it always feels good to be right.
Oh, yeah. And Tanky V, I know you're ready for Gangrene Beach Club.
I'm
we got
pumped,
the Speedo
man.
for you and Sabo. It is going down.
Man, I'm ready. With this weather today, what is it, 90 degrees outside? I'm getting the itch, man. I'm getting the itch to start partying poolside. Let's go. It's that time of year. We got to enjoy it, right?
Let's go, baby. GangreneBeachClub.com to lock in your tickets. Couple membership shout outs we must hit. Seth Martinez, a 10 spot. 10 of you just received a gifted membership from our friend Seth. Seth with 10 chances to win the Curtis Martin helmet on the show today, plus the new set of 3 signed Jet items in our weekly raffle. I am Bazone, D-Rock NY, Kevin for you, Boba Jet, Gypsy 21, Big Spanish, M. Roulette, Cigar Gangster, LM Martinez, NY Jet 18, Mikey Hulk Hands, and Big Spanish all receiving a gifted membership there from Seth Martinez. Marcus Clark, you're in the Asmaniac raffle for 1. Let's go.
It's up to you, New York, New York.
Now, I intentionally played that Beningo drop because Joe thinks that the Jets got screwed by getting 0 primetime games, and I completely disagree with that take. The Jets don't deserve a primetime game. They've been awful in primetime, and they were awful specifically last year, and it's not like their quarterback is appealing like what happened with Rodgers where they just were granted primetime games because it's Aaron Rodgers. They should have to earn prime time. Like, I'm totally fine with the Jets not getting any prime time games. I don't think the NFL screwed the Jets with that. What's your take on the prime time back and forth with the Jets?
I'll say this. I don't think the NFL screwed the Jets not giving them a primetime game, but I do think it's a little bit disrespectful in the sense of the NFL used us to death with Rodgers. They were selling the product left and right. We were on Hard Knocks. We're doing all this stuff for the NFL. They're promoting the hell out of us when it's convenient for them, right? The whole league, does hit pieces on the Jets, the Athletic. You know how much revenue the Athletics probably generated just from the Jets? And now that we're in like this rebuild period, they don't want to feature the Jets at all. Like they want to pretend like they don't exist. That's the only thing that kind of rubbed me the wrong way a little bit. When it's convenient for them, they'll put us on Front Street. Look at these guys. They're going to be great, blah, blah, blah. We're going to cover them to death. And then when we're not at that, when we're not in that position, when we're rebuilding, they just forget about us. And I wanted 1 primetime game. I don't want multiple. As a fan, I am a fan of the Sunday 1 o'clock slate, obviously. But come on, like they have double headers on Monday night. They couldn't have put us on a Monday night game. I wanted a prime time, not Thursday night football. I can't stand Thursday night football. I actually think they should get rid of it. If you want my honest opinion, I think Thursday night football is awful. The product's terrible. The teams aren't ready to play. It's just garbage. But I wanted a Sunday night football Monday night game. You didn't? I wanted one. The NFL wants to forget about the Jets now. When it was convenient for them, Jake, we're the top ticket in the house. But now it's like forget about them like they don't exist. Deservingly so, I guess. It just rubbed me the wrong way a little bit. I mean, first time in 20 years we haven't had a primetime game, by the way.
Yeah. 07. In 07, they played on Thanksgiving against Dallas. So if you don't count that as a primetime game,
like
1981. Yeah. Look, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Like the 1 o'clock games are fine. Like it's a nice routine for the players. You use it to an advantage. Like if you're Aaron Glenn, use that for motivation. Like motivate your guys saying, the league thinks we suck. They didn't give us a single primetime game. Like, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Like the Jets have been awful in primetime. They have been. And if they're good late in the year, some of those games will be flexed to primetime. That's what happens. Like we were so excited a couple of years ago to get primetime games. They basically lost all of them. So I'm fine with not playing primetime football. Like last year, the Jets were in primetime twice. They soiled themselves. It's the same coach coming back. The NFL remembers that. I think there's a lot of things we can complain about as Jet fans. I think the NFL not giving the Jets a single primetime game is not one of them. If they were the only team out of 32 that didn't get one, okay, fine. But Miami didn't get one. Tennessee didn't get one. The Raiders didn't get one. The Browns didn't get one, right? Cardinals.
Yeah.
Maybe the Browns got one. I forget. But the point is there were like 4 or 5 other teams that didn't get a primetime game. It wasn't just the Jets.
Yeah. You know what, though? You bringing that up, I'll say something. I would have liked to see Aaron Glenn coach a primetime game, though. Like, it would have been nice to see, like, all right, everyone's looking at you. All the lights are on. All the cameras are pointed directly at you. Let's see how.
By the way, they really had 3 standalone games. It's not primetime, but the London game, everyone remembers as Glenn's, worst moment coaching as it was. Like that was not in primetime, but that was everyone's watching the only game on that morning, 9:30 a.m. local, local time in the States kickoff.
You could call that almost a primetime game in a way itself. Yeah, we don't even have any standalone games, which is interesting. Yeah. We how many? What do we have? We have 15 1 o'clock games. Is that what it is? Or 14? And then we have a few 4 o'clock later on in the year. Yeah, listen, for their sake, for these young guys' sake, I like it for the most part. But I did want one primetime game. I want to see all the lights are on. I wanted a Sunday open, Jake. I want a Sunday where I don't have to do a post game. I could just, be a fatty on the couch all day and not have to worry about, turning the camera on after the Jets play and having, an aneurysm on stream. But whatever, man. It's just they've done themselves no favors. So I mean, it's a sad state of affairs, I guess. But I think there's a lot to look forward to at this point. I'm going to be I'm telling you right now, from now until this point next year, I'm really going to be very judgmental in how I critique this team, because they're in a very, they're teetering, but they can easily go in a really good direction with what we have and the assets we have. I thought the draft was very good, especially, the first couple days. They really need to make sure that they know exactly who is right for this roster moving forward. And that goes for players and coaches, man. It's going to be important. It's going to be. I don't want to I'll give you a perfect example. If Jeremy Ruckert is not blocking well this year, I'm not going to say that I want Ruckert on the roster the following year, right? If Josh Myers is struggling playing center, I'm going to want a new center. Even if Tittman's not playing all that well, I may want a new guard. Parham, I'm probably going to want a new guard anyway. But I'm just saying, I'm going to be very judgmental on how I view this roster. We're not in a position to just want to keep guys around because we have too many assets. There's too much talent on this roster to have below average players holding this team back. And that's what we've been seeing. This team has above average players. It's our below average players that have consistently held this roster back, specifically the quarterback, but it's gone further than just the quarterback. We've seen corners that have held this team back, this defense back, not getting interceptions. We've had safeties having issues. Linebackers can't make tackles. Defensive linemen can't stop the run. I'm going to be very judgmental. If Will McDonald can't get 10 sacks and is still struggling to stop the run, I'll see you later, man. You know, we can't have below average players holding this. This roster can fly if you do a few things.
Who want to fly with them Jets? I don't have that ready. Beastbreaker wrote it. Until the Jets get better, work hard for those primetime games, and then you'll get a fair shake. See, Frankie, I agree with the Beast. The Jets need to earn the right to play when the lights are bright.
Is that the best thing he's ever written? Like the most rational point from Beast ever?
Just leave a message. Just leave a message. Thank you.
Just leave a message, all right?
Leave a message.
The Big Belichick said, "Happy birthday, Francis. Here are 2 raffle tickets. Frankie V, courtesy of Big Fella, in the Asmaniac raffle today for a Curtis Martin signed helmet for 2.
Just don't let go of the rope.
Any big birthday plans today, Frankie? I mean, are you going to go to the toy store and play with the tanks and kind of for the Jet season?
I'm gonna go play with a few tanks. I'm gonna actually try on a few speedos, see what looks good for the 11th. Yeah, you know, it's gonna be a personal day. You know, birthdays. It's about me today, so I'm just gonna might get a coffee. Maybe I'll get a nice glass of wine later, Jake, and you'll be having to deal with me via text at 12:15 in the morning. So.
Tanky V, July 11th, Speedo competition. It's going down. Dun dun dun.
Dude, I'm actually really looking forward to it. I have some people coming out for it. So I don't know if you know AZ Jets fan Lee. He'll be flying in from Arizona for it. He runs the Jets fan club in Arizona. So he'll be coming out for the week, actually. So that'll be cool. But yeah, man, listen, when you live in New York, Jake, you know how it is. It's miserable here for many months of the year. Right now it's getting nice and warm. We got the shore right there. We got to go and enjoy some good weather. The Hamptons, if you haven't been out there, it's always a good time. We got to enjoy it, man, or else we're cooped up all day, man. It gets miserable in New York, you know?
Ladies and gentlemen, tickets on sale now. Let's go. Who wouldn't want to come out and watch Frankie V in a Speedo and spend a summer day in Atlantic City?
I'm going to go Frankie drunk dials, Jake. Texting, not call. If I start calling Jake, then we have a real problem. Frankie drunk dials, Jake.
I receive it all. I mean, there's not enough Tanky in my life, folks. The man is everywhere. Hit the like button if you're just joining us. Comments, questions, your super chats. Cut the line. Join the Patreon if you guys haven't. You get bonus content. You get access to the Discord, which is what I'm asked the most about. The only way to get Discord access is to support the show via Patreon. It's only $6 a month. If you sign up for the year, it's even less, and you'll get 10 weekly raffle tickets automatically applied when you sign up. All the info to do it's in the description for this video. It's just patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. Nick M wrote in, Frankie, how excited were you when the Jets drafted David Bailey? Well, I have your answer, Nick.
The New York Jets select David.
Yeah! Yes! That's my guy. That's why they moved you the big bucks. That's the damn pick. Sorry, that's the freaking big baby. Finally, the Jets are back. The Jets are back.
Kerry Rose.
The Jets are back.
The Jets are back, baby.
You notice when I try to grab Ryan there, he's like, get the hell off me. He's like,
Ryan wanted to kill you there.
Like when I watch it, I just watch Ryan the whole time. It's unreal. Man, I'll be honest, I was stunned the more I think about it. I don't know how they made that pick. I mean, I get how they made it because I obviously a big Bailey guy, but I didn't think they were gonna make that pick, man. I didn't look at my phone, no leaks beforehand. So the day of it was what? It was closing in on -300. It was like 280, minus 285. Reese. I was fully expecting Arvell Reese. Fully. I would have bet on the spot if I had 500 in cash or 1,000. I would have put it on them picking Reese. Seriously. So
I bet Reese. I couldn't picture them drafting a player they didn't bring in for a top 30 visit. Like it just didn't make sense.
Yeah. And honestly, I'll be honest, and I'm saying this now. If you look at what Reese does, he actually fits probably the Jets defense better than Bailey, just on the surface. Because you can play him off ball and they want to do all these odd fronts. Like and they have Will McDonald, who kind of is that edge that has issues doing everything else but get into the quarterback. So I was stunned, man. They made the right pick, though. They made the right pick. I think he's going to be really damn good. Really good.
Ladies and gentlemen, Super Chats cut the line. Mace B says, Jets won't be 0-2. Last season, Packers lost to the Panthers and Browns as double-digit faves. Don't rule out a Packers win. Plus, Parsons is probably not playing. Look, they could beat Green Bay. It's just tougher to sell yourself on that being one of their first 2 wins. It's way easier just to get the Tennessee win. And then I don't want to say house money because it's not, but at least like if you lose, you're not your season doesn't feel like, oh God, here we go again. If you're 1-1 through the first 2,
Yeah, Jake, the only thing with going at Tennessee, man, is like you're on the road. They have a new coach. They have their new OC. Their quarterback is, an exciting player, former first overall pick. It's going to be a hard game to win. It's not going to be easy. They can win it for sure, but it's not going to be an easy game. I think Green Bay, you'll be at home. I'm not as big on Green Bay. I was saying it before as other people going into the year. I think their timeline may be ending in terms of their ability to, be this like premier team in the NFC. I think that may have washed away a few years ago, but we'll see.
I just love this comment from Peter Castro. Jake, you needed some sun. Well, I shaved the beard because it was very hot over the weekend, and my beard wasn't equipped for the heat. So the beard is gone, but it'll grow back.
The beard is gone. That's right. Are you going to grow it back for the 11th?
Yeah, I'll be back in 3 days. It grows pretty quick.
3 days.
But I just love Peter Castro's comments here. Also, someone had a funny comment. Like bookmark it. Someone's like, Jake had the shave after watching that Bednar meltdown yesterday. Yeah, my God, dude. I was disgusted with the Yankees over the weekend. I was there Friday. Schlittler,
so was I.
Mets. Oh, you were there? Where were you?
Yeah, I was there Friday. Yeah. I was just sitting in I was in like right field, just hanging out in the back over there.
Wow, I missed you. I was in right field too. I was in
really.
I was on the. It was basically like right field,
like on the corner. Yeah. I know where you were. Yeah, I was right there too. That's weird. I didn't see you.
Very sad.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I felt good about them Friday, and then just a total meltdown, man. Tyrone Taylor, really, Bednar, really? Just
that was a terrible pitch, man. That was the first pitch, right, at the at bat.
Yeah, hanging curveball.
Hanging curve. Yeah, you can't be doing that, man.
Brutal. Big week for the Yankees. Toronto and Tampa this week. Toronto kicked their ass last year, knocked them out of the playoffs. Let's see how they respond, and then you play.
Let me
Tampa
ask you about the Yankees really quick. I know it's a Jets show, but let's talk about the Yankees for 2 seconds. I think there's something fundamentally wrong with this team, and I've thought that now for, I don't know, Jake, more than 5 years. There's something where when the going gets tough, they fold, right? Like when there's a lot of pressure on them, I don't know if they can handle it. There's something there. Yeah, they'll beat up on every mediocre team in baseball, and they'll beat them 90% of the time, right? But it's like these tough moments. The only moment I remember that I was stunned at was coincidentally who you just brought up in Schlittler against Boston, just dominating that game. But there's something in my gut when these Yankees are in big spots, like they're going to blow it. And it used to not be the case. It used to be the opposite. Right. You used to think like they're going to figure out a way to win it no matter what. I don't know. What's kind of your take?
Well, they haven't won. That's what it comes down to. I mean,
yeah, I guess
they haven't won a championship since 2009. And even like getting there in 2024, it's not like they'd be great teams on their way to getting to the World Series, and they melted down when they got there, so they got to prove it. And like that, I think they got the makings of a very good team in a weak American League, but the bottom of their lineup is just atrocious. Some of it's injury related, but like Austin Wells can't play every day. Like if they're truly going to operate differently this year, where if you don't hit, you don't play, sit him down for a week and try something else. He's got 4 RBIs this year. It's been terrible. Like you can't play that guy every day.
The whole year. That's awful, dude. On this lineup.
Terrible.
What the hell happened? Wasn't he was playing for DR, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And he was awesome.
He was. And he was a good hitter 2 years ago, but this has been a long year and a half where he's been one of the worst hitters in baseball. You can't win that way.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't even kill Anthony Volpe. He walked basically every at bat he got this weekend, but you get Caballero back. They need Stanton back to balance the lineup. They'll be okay. Like again, there's like 4 teams in the AL that have a winning record. One happens to be Tampa in your own division, and they're in first place right now. But long season, May 18th. We're focused on the Knicks right now. Let's go.
Yeah,
Knicks I'm going to say Knicks in 6, but it really should be Knicks in 5.
Yeah, man, I hate giving Knicks predictions, man. I still have flashbacks from the Hawks series years ago when we were chanting Knicks in 5, and the Hawks actually ended up beating us in 5. So I don't do that Knicks in anything. It's like I'm superstitious about it. But yeah, it should be around 6 games, I would say. I saw Cleveland play a few nights ago. Not the past 2 games, but maybe it was game 4. And I'm like, they're not very good. I actually thought Detroit was going to end up winning this series, so I was wrong there. The Knicks should win this series, man. There's no doubt about it. I just, it comes down to Mike Brown. I think Mike Brown. What does he do?
I do not trust a James Harden team in a 7-game series
not.
here. Knicks had the rest advantage. Cleveland's had to play 14 games so far in these playoffs because they went to game 7 in both their series to this point. Knicks have played 10 total games and have had 9 days of rest. So take it to them tomorrow. Yeah,
I agree. Jake, by the way, somebody brought up a point from a space earlier this morning that could be interesting. Somebody said for the Ocean Club that I should be wearing the Meta Facebook glasses.
So you can film everything? Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if that's kosher. Like, is that going to be weird if I'm like filming people in like bathing suits and stuff? Like, I don't know if I want to go there, but if you think it's a good
content,
idea,
you're not going like this to them.
I'm saying like I'm going to be like filming people like at a pool. I don't know how people feel about that, but I'm throwing that out there.
It's a pool. It's not a nude beach. You're not breaking any law.
I'm just saying, people, there's privacy concerns here a little bit, I would say. But if you think it's a good idea because somebody thought it was a good idea, I mean, I'll wear them for an hour after I have a few beverages. Going around with the Meta would be kind of funny, right?
I think you should film it, and we'll see. We'll see Frankie V's day at the beach in Atlantic City. Beastbreaker says, "Calm your freaky down.
Have a good day."
No, someone had proposed it. I don't know. I thought it would be a good idea, but
I want all the Spaces people at this event. The Spaces animals are a different kind of breed than the YouTube commenters.
Completely
very different community.
Frankie staring at everyone like, what the hell is this kid doing? Creepy.
Frankie staring at everyone.
Well, hey, I'd be telling on myself. So like, it's
comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Curtis Martin signed helmet up for grabs for those of you tuning in late. That's the raffle prize today on the show. And the other 3 prizes in the weekly raffle include a Garrett Wilson signed helmet, a Wayne Corbett end zone pylon, and a signed helmet by Breeze Hall. So check it out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to some calls, shall we? On Tanky V's birthday, all super chats go to the Tanky V birthday fund, folks. So Frankie can buy more bottles of wine to get hammered on. Ladies and gentlemen, first up today is
I can already see that this Atlantic City event is spiraling out of control.
Oh, get ready, Kyle.
With the introduction of the Meta glasses and some of this other stuff that's going on. I thinking about next year, like and the state of the Jets, so to speak. I was thinking about some of the teams that we're depending on to hate watch, and how long, LaFleur's been there a little bit. I don't know if it was Pat Riley or one of these other coaches wrote a book and they were like, the voice in the room, after a while, it gets a little stale. It might be time to move on, make a change and stuff like that. I can't remember which coach administrator introduced that concept, but I think it's real. And with LaFleur, they really haven't gotten over the hump. And to an extent, the same thing's there with Steichen. How long has he been in Indianapolis now? 3 or 4 years?
I think this is his fourth year coming up.
Yeah. So, to me, when I look at next year, I feel like we're going to have 2 top 12 picks. And then the third pick, there's a wide variance. It could be anywhere from, middle of the first round of the draft to like mid-20s, right? And what does that mean for us, right? What did you say before, Frankie? That there's 10 quarterbacks with the first round or something outlandish?
Something like that. Yeah. I saw a mock draft the other day that there was 9 quarterbacks picked in the first round, which is crazy.
Right. I mean, ideally we want to identify our guy and go get him, right?
For sure.
At whatever the cost would be. But luckily for us, not every team in this draft is going to be in the market to take a first round quarterback. So, we can do stuff like leverage future years. We can do things like, swaps and stuff like that. And maybe, just get to a point where we can grab our guy and maybe return those, retain those picks. Or maybe we get lucky and the guy we really like falls to us at 5 or 6. And then we still have these 2 other picks. And maybe we can take one of those picks and trade down and get an extra 4th in this insanely embarrassment of riches draft. The future is bright for the Jets. That's the main point I'm trying to get across here. Now, does that future, I think, to Jake's point earlier, include Aaron Glenn? This is really the question. We're going to find out real soon into the season. Like, if the defense isn't at least, passable in the first 6 weeks, I think the skid's going to be greased for him to go out the door. Because that's going to be his main responsibility now. He's kind of ceded everything else over to Reich, and we have some interesting skill position players there. I expect that the offense is going to be better because based on what we saw from Fields, Geno is going to be a quantum leap ahead of that. Even if Geno is like a bottom quarter of the league QB, he's going to be better than what we saw out of Fields. And another thing I wanted to quickly say is, don't count out taking a wide receiver with one of those picks because I think that we're because AD is getting towards the end of his initial deal, and there's a real chance that we could get someone who could be a real difference maker that could make Garrett a number 2 wide receiver, and we'll have that drafted player on a first contract, and it'll make total sense for us. So I'm excited about it. We might have an offense with real firepower starting as early as 2027. And then, try and piece together some other things in free agency when we have all this cap room next year and a pick here or there to fill out the defense. And we should be ready to go if we have a coach. Welcome to New York, Kevin O'Connell. I'm not a Tomlin guy. I would have liked to have seen it work somewhere outside the Pittsburgh confines, I kind of feel like the league is going towards the younger offensive guy. I want to get one of those guys as one of our own. I think that would be best. I appreciate it, guys.
Great call. But let me say this. I think you're an awesome caller. I guess Frankie V was pretty bored with your take. You put him to sleep.
Oh, you know what it is? He was probably out celebrating his birthday last night. Right? So he was all vinoed up. But save enough energy to go out and get yourself a Fudgy the Whale this afternoon. I'll talk to you soon, guys.
Kind of clicking, everybody.
And here we go. Let's go.
I mean, Frankie, Kyle Clifton putting you to bed here.
Was I really closing my eyes? I didn't realize that. I think I was looking at something. I don't know.
Slumbering Frankie V. Who did it better? Frankie V on this show, or a question on everyone's mind, Aaron Glenn at the NFL Combine?
So Daniel Jeremiah's top 50 prospects as Aaron Glenn looks on for the Jets.
Christ, superpowers sleeping. Aaron, wake up!
Fernando Mendoza 1, Jeremiah Love, who we'll also see on Saturday here on NFL Network.
Incredible.
I still love that we drafted Bailey because he was falling asleep while Bailey was running the 40.
Ladies and gentlemen,
be great.
Damon says a Wayne Corbett pile-on. Forget about it. Take my money. Damon just bought 4 raffle tickets.
I hug him every day. I hug him every day.
Not just that, Damon, you're also in today's raffle for a Curtis Martin autographed Jets helmet. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Tanky V with us here for a few more minutes. Open phone lines for anyone who wants in on the conversation. Jets have OTAs later in the week, so we'll have some analysis of that. We're talking state of the franchise, and Frankie V led us with this take that next year's first round for the Jets could be legendary. 2 picks in the top 10 or even 5. Could you imagine a world where the Jets have 2 picks in the top 5 and the most cap space in the NFL, and then an additional first rounder to use? And maybe like the Jets are by far and away the most attractive job that's right there.
Bring in exactly who Kyle just brought up. That situation you just painted out, Jake, with Kevin O'Connell. Wow. We really flying, baby.
Yeah, baby.
That's what I want. I don't know about everybody else. I'm good on 8 wins or 7. Let's make let's make the tank a reality. Kevin O'Connell, I think, could be in all honesty, I do think there's something there that could, pan out for us in terms of him, being our coach. I mean, it's not impossible. I think that's more likely than a Tomlin, by the way, if you want my opinion on it. He's got connections to the Jets, he was here. He knows a lot of people here. He knows Muji very well too. So
that's the big thing with O'Connell. Yeah. They were roommates.
Yep.
You could get him if he's available. Like Davis Webb, if he's truly as good of an offensive guy as they think. Sean Payton stepping down from being the play caller, so Webb could be the OC, so he wouldn't lose Davis Webb. If he has a big year, calling plays for Bo Nix. Muji and Davis Webb have that connection from Denver as well.
Totally. Kyle brought up something else that's interesting. I'm curious, with all these quarterbacks projected to go in the round 1 or 2, how many teams need quarterbacks? That's an interesting way to look at it too. I mean, I was reading something about the Bucks might need a quarterback because if they don't want to extend Baker, I mean, there's a bunch of teams that we're not thinking about that could need quarterbacks, but it'd be interesting. How do you slot out 9 or 10 quarterbacks in round 1 and 2 to teams when there's really, it doesn't seem like right now there's 9 or 10, quarterback openings, quote unquote, in the NFL, but things change in a year. It'd be, I'm going to be interested to see how that kind of plays out throughout the year.
From your lips to God's ears. Spencer Green in the raffle for 2. As we look to the future roster-wise, when is the last time we've had this potential of great players on the team, especially looking to the 2027 draft? I'm excited to see what we become. The last time there was something similar was when they made the Adams deal and they made the trade with Darnold and acquired an extra second, but they've never had this many first-round picks. They had 2 firsts in 21 and 2 going into 22. Then they made a trade back into round 1 to get a 3rd player. But this past year they had 2 seconds. They turned that into an extra first. Next year they have just 3 straight up picks in the first round. It's truly uncharted territory for the Jets. I actually saw this stat already. If they end up taking 3 players in the first round in 2027, they're the first team in the history of the NFL to have 6 players from the first round over the course of 2 drafts. That's never happened before.
Crazy. Yeah, this right now is shaping out to be one of my favorite sort of Jets pool of players roster-wise, outside of probably the most important position in quarterback. I love having 2 tackles like we have. I love having David Bailey at edge, obviously. I love having 2 receivers like Garrett and Omar Cooper Jr. I love having a tight end like Kenyon Sadiq and pair him up with the opposite sort of tight end as Sadiq and Mason Taylor. This is how you build a roster. But if you don't get the quarterback and coach right, it could all potentially go to waste in a short-term period. You got to figure out how to get that right. you'll have a lot of shots at it, or a few shots. You'll have, 3, 4, 5 years to get it right. But these guys aren't going to be on the roster forever, so they gotta figure it out fast.
Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Frankie V on his birthday is with us here. All right, Tanky. One final question for you.
Okay.
The New York Jets record at the end of the 2026 season is
5-12.
Just wanted to make sure we got you on the record again. 5 wins.
I'm
new head coach.
Judgment until I got to see OTAs has to play out. I'm gonna see, like what I was saying earlier. How does Glenn look? Is he? What's his vibe? Is he the head coach, or is he just a DC? I think they might even win more games if he just is a DC and lets Frank Reich do everything with the offense. But I have to see how this all shapes out. We did a show. I'm going 5 wins for now. Let's see what happens. But I am very I'm more confident with where the Jets are today by far than where we were a year ago. 100%, not even close. Like if you remember last year, me coming on your show, Jake, I couldn't say a good thing about anything regarding the Jets, really. I love what this roster looks like right now. I do. Armand Membu became a top right tackle in the AFC last year. So you just inserted that. The draft picks we've had have been awesome the last couple years. Like you gotta in the first 2 days, I'm saying they have something, man. They just need to get the coach right. And the quarterback too, but the coach is even more important, I'd say. They'll find a quarterback if they look hard enough, especially with 3 first-rounders. You'll find someone at least that could play. The coach is where I can't give us wins because of Aaron Glenn, but Aaron Glenn's not going to be here forever. And if he is here for a while, that means he did a good job this past year. So we'll see.
Frankie, have a great birthday, man.
Thanks, my man. I'll be texting you later. You want me to call you instead of texting?
Give me a phone call.
Thanks, guys. Later.
Ladies and gentlemen, Frankie V from U Stadium with us. He'll be joining us at Gangrene Beach Club. So come hang out with Frankie and a whole bunch of your favorite Jet content creators, reporters, super fans. It's going to be a blast, man. I can't wait. Hit the like button, comments, questions, your super chats. They cut the line. So Frankie V has the Jets at 5 wins. Well, on the show on Friday, Beastbreaker came on to break down each game of the upcoming Jets season. And if you don't like Frankie's prediction, you might like Beast's prediction for the Jets a heck of a lot better.
Schedule. Wait, bring it up.
All right, week 1, Tennessee.
Yeehaw! Tennessee's known for London Bridget moving out. See how that's cooked?
Week 2 against the Packers, win or loss.
Hey, they can bring some cheese.
I will say that's a win. Week 3 against the Lions.
It'll be just like eating egg.
The Jets are looking good. We'll see. More eggs? Yeah, pass them over.
Okay, that's a win as well then. Week 4 against the Bears.
We're going to put some sausage on that grill. We're going to cook their ass and brand them.
That's a win. Week 5 against the Browns.
Here's the Browns right here.
We've established as a win. Week 6 against the Patriots.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
All right, that's a win as well. Week 7, home against the Dolphins.
Fishing.
Okay, so that's 6-0. Week 8 against the Raiders now. All right, I'm going to assume that's a win. At the Kansas City Chiefs, week 9.
50-50 shot.
All right, we'll go win. Now home against the Buffalo Bills.
Take it to them. Chargers, we'll see what happens.
All right, Chargers. So they're 10-0 going into the Chargers game. Are you okay? You going to die?
Woo. Go around. Next round.
At the Dolphins, week 12.
They're coming to our house. Ain't that lovely? I like fish sticks.
All right, so 12-0. Jets now take on BYE. Your thoughts?
70-30.
All right, week 14. Jets enter.
The last time we played them, what did Dum do? Let's just go for that.
Smells like 14-0 to me.
Cardinals? Oh, there's going to be a problem. Because Jeremiah Love is a killer. Boom.
All right, so they beat the Cardinals. So the Jets now are 14-0 going into week 16 against the Patriots.
Mike Vrabel, he got a girl pregnant, and I did that.
All right, so that's a win.
Vikings.
Is this the Jets' first loss in week 17 in the season? This is where the Jets lose. It's actually a positive. You don't want to have the pressure of having the first ever perfect season. They're now 15-1 going into the Buffalo Bills matchup.
Woo! Boink, boink, bam, bam,
So 16-1.
Good call.
Sign me up for the 16-1 New York Jets. Ladies and gentlemen, your coach of the year in the NFL is? I'm in. 16-1. 16-1. Sign me up. Will that happen? Well, probably not. GangreneBeachClub.com. Get your tickets once again. Here we go. More of your calls. Jamal is on the line. He starts it off this segment. Hello, Jamal.
Hey, what's going on, Jake? How you doing, man?
Hey, Jamal.
So, I'm feeling, as far as the well, first off, happy birthday, Frankie V. And second off, I'm feeling cautiously optimistic about the future of the Jets. I'm kind of with Mr. Clifton with his take on want to have an offensive minded younger head coach for these weapons that we're getting. I think that we're going to have a better showing this year. I don't know. I mean, really, what Reich's going to do, if he's going to be able to kind of utilize, the Sadiq and do some unique things with him and get Cooper going and everything, and get our whole offense really kind of rolling the way that it should with all these weapons that we have. I really, I mean, it's to be seen. I'm kind of curious as to what OTAs are going to look like, and excited to get into the off season, really get it going, and we'll see. We're gonna see what's going on. But I didn't call. I haven't called since before the draft. But I actually predicted Sadiq at I didn't know it was going to happen like that, but something told me we were going to get him. So
and you like it?
I was happy about it. I mean, I was much happier after we traded back up and took our wide receiver. At first though, it was kind of like, what the hell are we doing? But by the end of the night, I was very happy, and I'm feeling cautiously optimistic, man. It's been a long time since I felt like that about the Jets.
I love it. Well, I'll tell you what. The thing about Sadiq that I think you have to like, he's probably a certified freak 7 days a week.
7 days a week.
I was obsessed with Sadiq, certified freak, 7 days a week, certified freak. Obsessed with Sadiq, certified freak, 7 days a week, certified. Obsessed with Sadiq, 7 days a week.
7 days a week.
Certified freak.
Last chance to get in on the show. Again, we're giving away a Curtis Martin signed helmet today. If you're, I don't know the username for this, but whoever John J. Williams is, who sent me a Zelle, I'm assuming that's for the raffle. I got you down for 2 entries, John J. If you're in the chat, let me know. Appreciate you. Appreciate everyone. Again, Curtis Martin signed helmet is the prize for our raffle today on the program. Let's say hello to Jason in Jerusalem. Hello, Jason.
Hey, Jake. It's nice tuning in on a Monday when the Mets finally win a game that they were losing after 8 for the first time in 2 freaking years.
Crazy. And all it took was Tyrone Taylor, of all people.
Yeah. I mean, and Bo Bichette doing his best Luis Castillo impersonation.
Unreal.
Yeah. By the way, I don't know if you saw the clip out of the Cubs-White Sox game. When there was a break in the action, the entire stadium was chanting "Green Bay sucks."
No, I have not seen that, but that's funny.
Yeah, it was hilarious. I just saw it on CBS posted it on one of their platforms. Beast around? I still have that dishwasher issue.
You need his advice, feedback?
Yeah.
Just leave a message. Just leave a message. Thank you.
Okay, what's wrong with the dishwasher? What's wrong with it?
So you told me to take a steel wool glove, extremely hot water.
Did you go around
I stuck it all the way up in there. First of all, it started squealing tremendously. So I used some duct tape and somehow that stopped it. But the glove is got stuck up there. And what do you do when the glove gets stuck up? Remember, his name is Adam.
This is never. Has this ever happened before?
Not with me.
Or is it? Oh boy, this is gonna be a big one. You're gonna have to call. Do you know anybody that does dishwashers like that? Like takes it apart and finds out where the trouble is, because it seems like you might have a clog. You might have to.
Yeah,
You might have
I mean,
to.
Adam definitely has a clog. Is it better when this happens to a 21-year-old dishwasher versus a 14-year-old dishwasher, or it really doesn't make a difference?
What appliance are you using? Kenmore, or what are you using?
Who cares?
What are you Are you using Kenmore, or what are you using?
I don't know his last name.
No. The brand that you're using for your dishwasher. What's the brand?
No. His name is Adam. Adam's my
The
dishwasher.
the actual dishwasher.
Yeah, Adam. I told
Never
you
heard of
Adam
that.
wasn't cleaning the dishwashers better.
You know any local? Do you know any local repairmen?
Not really.
Try
I was just trusting what you said.
Can we not go there today? Try calling a local repairman. Get it over there, check it out, see where the trouble is, and then find out what that problem is, and then you'll be okay. And then try and get an estimate of what you have.
If I try to replace the dishwasher, what do you think I should look for in a new dishwasher?
Find something that works like a charm. Make sure it's not too much LG, because you don't want to make a mess out of it, and then you'd have to do it all over again the next 3 or 4 years. Now, because that's what the paperwork says nowadays. Once you buy a brand new one, you're gonna have to sign for paperwork, because every 3, maybe 4, it depends on.
I prefer when my dishwashers come without paperwork. I find it easier, and you can do a lot more with the dishwasher when they don't come with any papers.
Are you sure about that?
You don't believe that's true? I'm absolutely sure.
Well, why don't you do this? Get a guy over there, find out what the problem is, then get an installment, and then find a down payment on it, and then see how much the damages is going to be to get that all repaired, because you don't want to be doing what I was doing. You don't want to do that when you pee. Now go to another caller. Find out what you have to offer, and then get an installment, and then contact a guy, and then see how much the damage is going to be to fix it.
Okay, you don't just think we should dispose of it and leave the glove up there? You really think that it's worth it to get the glove out of there?
No, take it out. Take it out, because you don't want to damage it further along the line when they take it to the junkyard. Because remember, every 3-4 years you gotta have to change it. Now it sucks. Nothing lasts forever nowadays. All of our stuff like our T-shirts, our computers, everything else, it comes from different countries like Taiwan, China, Russia, Mexico, India, everything.
What do you think about the dishwashers in Indonesia? I've heard pretty good things about them.
Yes, you have to. You gotta get it installed. See, everything changes.
I said Indonesia. It's a country, Beast.
Yes,
the dishwashers that I get from Indonesia.
We know it. Also, that also counts too, because all of our stuff's over there too. Same with Vietnam. Same with many other countries that are doing our stuff. But that's why they put an installment on 3 to 4 years, and then after that you gotta change. It's called, you gotta change it every once in a while. So that's how it when you pee. Now go to another caller. I don't know what to tell you, man. Just get a guy over there. Have him take a look at it.
Have a good day.
Get an installment, and then see how much the damage is, the paperwork, and then find out how much the bill is going to be to fix it.
Just leave a message. Just leave a message. Thank you.
Get back to me. And now, let's get back to our feature presentation. I got to go take a shit right now.
Covered a lot of ground there. Don't know what was happening. Gator writes in, stop complaining that this is boring if you're not calling it with your jet points. Phone line's open. Gator, you're not wrong. You are not wrong. Now, it's a tough day for jet content. We're coming off the Subway Series. The Knicks are in the Eastern Conference Finals for the second year in a row, starting tomorrow night. So it's a tough day to do Jets. But we did Jets for about an hour with Tanky V. Might be all the Jets I can give you today. Because Gator's not wrong. There's currently no one on hold. Now, we will be raffling away the Curtis Martin signed helmet this afternoon, and we have a great afternoon show with Joe Blewett. We're going to finally do that D'Angelo Pons film review. Blewett said this is one of the most fun he's ever had breaking down film on any player. So I'm excited to hear his thoughts on Pons. We'll see how he'll factor in right away. Dan writes in, there were a bunch of guys on Jets Twitter destroying you for your week 1 must-win take. Bunch of haters, but what's funny to me is they obviously watched the show. Jake's take's so bad, let's watch. Yeah, I mean, Robert Saleh nailed it. Ain't got haters, you ain't popping. There's no doubt. Again, I stand by it. I think while it's not technically a must-win, obviously there's 16 more games. The psyche of the Jet fan, deep down, even if you're an optimist, you just know it's going to feel like, here we go again. They start 0-1. The Jets have not won a week 1 game on a Sunday since Todd Bowles' rookie season. Their 2 wins to open the year. Monday night in Detroit, Darnold's first game. Monday night at home against the Bills, Rodgers' first game. That's it. We're always starting 0-1. Always. It would be nice to get off to a decent start for once. Just to have a win in our pockets. It's a must win. J-Quest says for a fan, it's not, but not for the team. I guess not technically J-Quest, but I disagree with you. I think they're going to start 0-4 if they lose week 1. Hope I'm wrong. Eric says Don from 880 called. I know Don called me a hack. I stand by it, though. It's funny. Michael K defended me, though. See if I can find that. We got nothing else to talk about right now. I'll pull this up real quick. Here. Look at this. Pull this up for the people. 17,000 views on this video. People want the Michael K Show reunion, don't they? Let's see. Here it is. Hold on. So again, Don thought my take that week 1 is a must win for the Jets was a hack take, and this was K.
He's a legend, and we appreciate him not just joining us on the Comrex. So
Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear this. I think you should, but just confirm in the chat.
Clear voice, but also right there on YouTube is the great Michael K. How are you, buddy?
I mean, look at us. It's just like the old days. But I want to start out with something. I was in the car driving home, and I've never, in 25 years, Peter, heard station on station crime like what Don did to the great Jake Asman.
Oh.
And I got to tell you what, he's going to jump me now. I don't understand what was so wrong with Jake's take. If the Jets lose to the coach they fired on a team that's rebuilding, they're going to be demoralized. Their fan base is going to absolutely revolt against them. Yeah, that's a really, really important game.
I don't know. It's a road game against a team that's just as good or bad as they are. I mean, I don't know.
If the Jets are going to improve, they've got to win that game, right?
But
they're improved.
But Michael, just realistically, an out of division week 1 loss to bad, sure. Come on, words matter. Demoralizing. But you know words matter. Must win.
I think it's a really important game. And
no,
also,
that's different.
If words matter, Peter, if
That's
words
right.
matter,
They do.
How does Don LaGreca call one of his own a hack? How does it happen?
Well, because it was a
happen?
tad bit performative, and we text back and forth, but
No,
I would just get him
Jake
caught up.
First of all, Jake is brilliant. Jake is an unbelievable businessman.
Yeah.
I think I got to tell you, I think Don's dead to him. I don't know if Don.
He will undercut Don at some point.
Listen, Michael
cost
knows
Don
me.
his career.
Michael knows radio. All right. When I bring people up in that fashion, it means that there's a respect. You want to promote them. You want to talk about it. If I don't like you, I don't bring you up.
I don't know.
That's dead to me.
Now I got to tell you another thing, Peter.
Go ahead.
That was the gist of the segment. They moved on to other things after that. But shout out to the K-Ster. It's a huge game. Yes, by the literal definition of must win, it's not a must win. But my point is, I think it's going to be very tough for the Jets to recover from losing to Saleh week 1 and for Aaron Glenn to recover in the eyes of the fan base if they get off to a bad start. Your decision on him, if he's a good coach, and that's going to be made up. And that's only going to hurt more if they lose week 1. And now if you tell me they beat if the Jets lose week 1 and then they come back and beat the Packers week 2, hand up, I was wrong. I would not see that coming. But like as we sit here in May and we look at the Jets schedule, I find it hard to believe that they're going to be able to go out there and lose week 1 and how devastating that could potentially be. And then they're just going to bounce back week 2. Like, okay. It's tough to stomach. Tough to stomach. And I don't think it's going to be an easy game for the Jets by any means, but I'm saying, like, if you're an improved team, that's a game you got to win. Tennessee is saying the same thing about the Jets. They're like, oh, great. We're at home against a team that won 3 games last year. We're facing Geno Smith in week 1. He quarterbacked the Raiders. They were the worst team in the league. Like, that's how the Titans fans are looking at it. Jets got to win, man. Period. You can't lose to Saleh when the Jets fired him and he was 20-36 as your coach. Replace him with Aaron Glenn, and then you lose the opening game. Can't do it.
Could always beat the narrative of same old Jets, but it's not.
But I know this: they're not the same old Jets.
Everyone wants things now. It's the instant coffee age, but at the same time, we're grinding.
Here's what I do know: I know this is an instant coffee league. I know from the media to the fans, everybody expects this. You know, when you just start, okay, we're going to the Super Bowl, but we've all played Legos before.
We'll watch the tape.
Watch the tape.
Hopefully Glenn has started watching the tape on the Titans and getting ready for that week 1 opener.
Just don't let go of the rope.
For the love of God. For the love of God. Please win that game. Win that game. You guys are the best. We'll be back this afternoon. Big thank you to Frankie V for hopping on the show. Hope everyone has a great Monday. Let's go Knicks. Joe Blewett on with us this afternoon. D'Angelo Pond's full breakdown and a Curtis Martin signed helmet will be raffled away at the end of the show. I will talk to you guys soon. Jets, Jets. Sit back and enjoy a blast from the past, a moment in time that we'll never forget. Go Jets.
It's time for paying Charles to shave.
What the hell? You started already? You're supposed to do it on the air when I introduce you. What are you doing?
Shaving.
You were not supposed to start yet.
Sorry.
You're supposed to shave on the show. If you started shaving before the show, that doesn't make any sense. It defeats the whole purpose. You just robbed the people of the full experience, Charles. This is one of the biggest mistakes you've ever made in your entire life. People want their money back. This is ridiculous. Your pay's being cut in half. J-Quest says how much to put him in the hole. $50. 10 memberships. Unbelievable. How do you look yourself in the mirror right now? Rick Kent says he's not even using shaving cream. No wonder why he cuts himself.
I am using shaving cream, actually.
How's the hole, Charles?
Great.
What you did is disgraceful.
Sorry, everybody. Actually, the hole's not that bad. It's actually very comfy.
Nick Sean writes in, does Charles getting in this hole mean he's still a virgin?
Yes.
You brought such shame to this community, Charles.
Don't know what else to say.
Is there anything Charles could do to try and get some sort of redemption? Dave Brigga says, shave the chest.
Fine, I'll shave my chest.
It is on you now to come through for the Asmaniac community. Otherwise, you go right back to the hole, buddy. Oh, good Lord. This is what the people want on a football Friday. Why are you doing it like that, Charles? This is how you ended up with a wound that we're still discussing weeks later. Up and down, not in a circle. Good Lord. North and south. I don't even think anything's happening. I don't want you to murder yourself live on the air. That could be a problem. I thought you have an electric shaver, like a buzzer. Is it even on?
It is on, yeah.
I don't hear the bzzz.
It's on, Jake. Look.
Shout out to anyone still watching this. At first, he was going like this, like with a circular motion with an electric razor. I'm like, what are you doing? Salem says, imagine this is the first video you stumble across. Oh, good Lord. Charles.
Yes?
What are you doing? This is what happened last time Charles shaved. Good Lord. Oh, good Lord. Here we go. He's using a straight edge now. Oh, this could end poorly, folks. Why aren't you using shaving cream? Don't use razors. This is not a good idea. Do not do this. Oh, good God.
Oh my God, we're gonna watch a man cut his own chest open and bleed out on YouTube, aren't we?
You're going too fast. Slow down with the straight edge, Charles.
Yeah,
It's
you
not meant-
gotta. No. Stop. This is unwatchable. Charles.
Yes.
You want to go like little dabs at a time. You don't want to drag it 12 inches down your chest. There you now rinse the razor out. Because you're quite a hairy little young man.
I inherited that from my father.
Thank you for that info.
He's gonna get bumps the way that he's doing it. He's gonna be itchy as hell tomorrow. I think we should cut it.
Charles, do you own aftershave?
No.
Well, that could be an issue with the itchiness.
He's got to learn his lesson, Mike.
And you know what? People paid good money for him just to shave his face.
That was a good stroke. You got a lot going on there. That was good.
Hey now.
And you got to keep the razor clean out of the hair. You got to keep rinsing it out underneath.
Jake, how many people are online watching this?
189 people are tuned in live right now.
Go get it for yourself.
Looks pretty smooth. GTA, the fuck did I just tune into?
I don't understand how this guy keeps raising the bar on call-ins to YouTube shows. He is one of one.
Ralphie writes it. This isn't going to end well for.
Look.
Pretty good.
All right, I'm good.
Is that it, Charles? We're done right now?
Yes. I'm still getting paid, right?
Yes.
Well, because Nick and I are going to be, I'll see what I
Did you just pinch both of your nipples? Stop! Stop!
It's a family show, Chuck. Ladies and gentlemen, Charles Eugene M. Gorman. This is what you missed if you tuned in late. How would you feel about this being our new channel emoji, Charles? That's a pretty big honor to get a channel emoji.
You have been watching Charles Learns How to Shave on the Jake Asman Show.
Hold on one second. Charles Gorman is shirtless on hold, and I'm not missing an opportunity to see a man's man body.
Get a shirt on. Go look for a job. Do something. That was a horrible vision, Jake. Enough is enough.
I was actually going to get ready to take a shower, but I did not expect you to put me on with my shirt off.
What are you doing up this late in the day taking a shower?
Well, you look handsome, Charles. You have a great shower, all right?
Get dressed, get a shower, and go out and hit the pavement.
That's why he's a one seat, folks. Did you shave?
Yes, I'll be fine. I've been through worse.
I don't think you want to just walk around with blood on your face.
I'm a little bit overweight. Dave Brigger hates my guts.
Dave writes in, I don't hate you, Charles. That's not accurate. I care for your long-term success. You need to get ambitious.
You're the same guy that called me a bum on the Nick Shine show.
You did say F you to him, did you not?
Yes. Fuck you, Dave Brigger, because I was mad at him.
Whoa!
Oh, hi. Jake wants me to ask you to click on the like button.
That's right, Lane. And if they don't subscribe to the Jake Asman Show, this team may never win another game. Let's go, Jets!